for this?
That's right, the new website, www.dbtv.com, because it's all about the visual as well as the audio.
I like it.
Yes, and this is our Halloween special, so welcome. And it was a very, very spooky weekend in sports this past weekend, But first, before we go any further, a shout out to a very good friend of ours and wonderful sponsor, the Jock Shop. That's right, John Sarabia hooked us up with some gear that we needed right away. And we'd like to say, as always, thank you, John. You've always been a partner to the show, to the teams, and we really appreciate it. The Jock Shop, Las Vegas, we make it right. And these folks, if you want to visit them, and sure, if you have a child in youth football or high school football, you got to know what the Jock Shop's all about.
Or baseball or
any sport.
They have everything, man. They got Letterman jackets. They got
they're in
jerseys.
youth sports,
they got everything.
You know, even adult sports.
Yes.
They're the place to go for uniforms. 5785 West Sahara, and that's in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you, John.
Sahara and Jones.
You got it. Also, there's a great Cuban spot.
The coffee place,
the coffee. So if you need that, yeah, that.
If you're waiting for some work over there to be done, it's a good place to just walk over there and
walk over there and get you a Cuban coffee.
That's
and,
right.
And it's a bar.
Yeah.
So you can get a coffee and a shot.
And a shot, yeah.
Irish coffee.
Yeah, so they kind of balance you out. So that way you can actually get out of there in one piece.
That's why if I was working at a Jock Shop, I'd probably be doing that. Just coffee and a shot of vodka.
So, guys, once again, we are back on a Monday, Halloween, in case you haven't figured that out by now. A very, I don't want to say unusual weekend in sports, but a very spooky weekend in sports.
Yep.
Who would like to go first?
A little crazy, especially in college football. We had some undefeated to go down this weekend.
Oh,
We had 4 go down, and one was right to the wire, almost losing it in Clemson, down in Florida State. That was a heck of a game. I don't know if you guys watched that. That was entertaining game to watch down in Florida State.
That or, I don't know, Jimbo Fisher's
his rant.
His rant afterwards.
Oh, that was classic.
Yeah, he had no sense of humor whatsoever.
No, he didn't then, and he didn't afterwards.
No, not at all.
Got himself a 15-yard penalty for bumping the referee and tacked on to the play he was complaining about, So,
yeah, I mean, it was almost mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And I realized that, these games are also important for these coaches, especially at that level.
Oh, yeah.
But if there was a conference that took it on the chin, it would have to be the Big 12.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. They're eliminated from the playoff.
Yeah, for the guy that was dead man walking, Charlie Strong, he buys another week.
Yeah, he got a field goal to beat one of the previously undefeated, Baylor.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So they're out, and the other Big 12 that was undefeated going in, West Virginia got beat by Oklahoma State and Stillwater.
Yeah.
So
you know what? Oklahoma State was dominating that game.
Oh, it wasn't close. Yeah, it wasn't even close.
I mean, they just came right out of the gate and just were firing on all cylinders.
They always pull one of those games off every year. It seems like they're beating a top 5 or 10 team.
That was their national championship.
Yeah. I mean, and they got some good team. They're a good team. They're not an elite team or anything like that, but they're a good team. So
anytime you go to their house, though,
it's tough to win there.
Happen,
It's tough to win there.
Yeah, well, then and year after year, it's always been a solid program.
Yeah,
you've never seen them just become a bottom feeder.
Right. No, they hang around there and at least middle of the pack, if up upper part of the Big 12. And well, then we mentioned those 2 teams going down, and then Big 10 lost an undefeated team this week when Nebraska got beat by Wisconsin. So
horribly disappointed by that game because I actually had Nebraska plus the points on a straight bet. If you go back to last week, that was our play of the game.
Yep.
Mine and George's play of the week. But one of the things that was devastating for me is I threw a parlay out there, and I actually took some money lines. I took Auburn, which I liked a lot, San Diego State, New Mexico, which was actually my bet of the day. I didn't forget the points. I don't need no stinking points against Hawaii, right? But I had Nebraska money line, and when Endicott missed the extra point in overtime, I was like, this could not set myself up better, because basically Nebraska now gets the ball, they score a touchdown, now the extra point wins the game.
Right.
So I'm like licking my chops. I'm like, this is the best ever. Well, as soon as he missed it, I was like, this is the greatest ever. Of course, they couldn't put it in, so they ended up losing the game 23-17, and
Yep.
$50 to win 1,000 was out the window. But
Yeah.
and the thing is, it was just a fun parlay. I just threw it out there because I like to look at games that I like, and then just kind of like make adjustments. Like sometimes I'll go money line one way or the other, depending on who I like, and that's how it goes.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why we bet.
Exactly. That's why it's called gambling.
That's why they call it gambling. Yes.
Yeah. Then the probably, I don't know, this is probably the biggest upset of the weekend. When Boise State goes into Wyoming and loses by 2 on a safety.
Unbelievable.
They got beat by a safety. The quarterback was kind
Yes,
of running around, and the defensive lineman closed on him real quick and popped that ball loose, and it went out of the back of the end zone with not much time left, 3 or 4 minutes maybe, if that. And Wyoming pulls the upset 30-28.
There's always that sort of mark of Cain on the Mountain West Conference teams, even when they go undefeated. It's certainly not going to help their cause in any way, shape, or form.
No.
A really disappointing game was UNLV going into San Jose State.
Yep.
I don't know which was worse, the fact that San Jose State, I think, only had about 10,000 people at the game. I mean, the stands
plenty
were
of good seats to be had at that
anemic,
game.
and UNLV just didn't show up.
No. It killed
Again,
'em.
I mean, it was a very and I actually watched a good chunk of that game. And I was just saying, you kind of kept thinking, all right, they got a chance here. You were right about their punter, though.
He's bad.
Yeah, they
And
could use some improvement.
when I say bad, I mean that in the nicest, loving way possible.
Yeah, I think that if you're, all I can say is, we can recommend a source for excellent punters. Coach Sanchez, get on to us.
Well, the funny thing is John Smith, one of the co-founders of Pro Kick Australia, he actually was calling me all last year saying, look, man, I got a punter for you guys at UNLV. Get with these guys. I sent emails and everybody that I knew, to try to hopefully make that happen.
Yeah.
And, they picked this guy, and, they'll be looking for a new guy next year.
Well,
the guy averages like 19 yards a punt. I mean, and I'm not talking about like they're driving in, he's trying to coffee corner. He's kicking from his own 20, to his own 40. I mean, it's just it's terrible.
And not trying to dog him, but he gets a lot of practice, in-game practice.
Right.
Okay, so he's going to be punting the ball quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it was, to me, it was just a kind of a disappointing game for him, because this is a team they
that's
should
one of
have
the
at least
they
been
need
close.
those.
They should have at least been kind of hanging around.
That's a game they needed if they're thinking bowl.
Yeah, but this,
And that's one of those you
for
probably put in a win column. But
Well, I mean, they have to win out basically
Yeah.
to get a bowl in that, which is not very likely.
no, they're not going.
Yeah, but for San Jose State, and this is a problem that they ran into, several years back, attendance problems, because they were close to being forced to go down to Division II.
Yeah.
Because of, and then they kind of turned the program around. They started winning some games. The fans, and the community kind of started coming around. But looking at the stands in that game, I mean, it was like I thought maybe there was a storm or threatened
when they did get a
earthquake
punt
alert or
high in the
something
air,
like-
you could really tell there was no one there.
Yeah, it was.
I did notice that was one of your plays this week, UNLV.
You had the Rebels, yeah.
And I know that you did not go to the San Diego or the Colorado State game, because if you would have, you would not have taken UNLV.
That's okay. Yeah.
Because UNLV in the Colorado State game did not play well in the first half. I mean, they actually played well in the second half. They kind of put together some drives, but they almost like kind of put themselves in a bad situations.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's like drop
that's the
passes.
youth part of their team.
Yeah,
They
I mean, it's
don't know how to win right now.
Yeah.
They don't know how to win.
I mean, and it's simple stuff. It's drop passes. It's Like I was actually sat in the end zone, in the game, and watching the running back run, and just not hitting the hole. You see the hole open up, like sitting in the end zone,
Right.
and then he's like, oh, he pulls like a Trent Richardson, which Trent Richardson was known for never being able to hit the hole.
Yeah.
He'll turn to like an 8-yard
running
game
with
into
his
a
eyes
2-yard
shut.
game,
Running with his eyes shut.
Yeah. So, UNLV's a young team, and I think
They are.
that, Sanchez is going to turn the program where it's going to be. And
We had this discussion actually in the parking lot last week.
yeah.
And you said that, next year he really has a chance to get his kids,
Yep.
and more involved in the program. And it's an opportunity because the last thing I want to do is to, grade him based on where Bobby Hawk was same time throughout his tenure.
Right. Oh, he's way ahead of that. I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that, as soon as you start winning, that obviously helps attendance. Then people are going to want to go to the games.
Well, one thing that I hope that he does is I hope that he recruits the local talent.
I do too.
Because
I really do.
he has a tendency to go outside, right now, to find people. Well, I shouldn't say that. When he was at Gorman, he had a tendency to go outside and get talent from
Quite a
outside.
bit.
But there's a lot of talent in Las Vegas.
Yeah, there is, and he should be able to pull from that.
Yeah.
Being from here, with connections to the high school coaches, and hopefully he has a good relationship with the high school coaches. Who knows?
Didn't want to say anything.
I don't know.
Well, in 2 years when they build that new stadium, it's going to be easy to get kids to come
Yeah,
play here.
that's the whole thing too. And
Yeah.
the new complex, the practice facility,
Oh, yeah.
things are on the upswing over there.
Yeah.
It's just he's got then his coaches are from Midwest, Nebraska, Texas, this and that. So he's going to be able to pull from there probably a little bit too.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, to get people in the stands, you got to get some local kids. You got to get some of these kids to stay home.
So who else? Who else was your shockers?
Um,
You know what's funny is on Friday night there was some huge upsets.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the weeknight games are
I'm just
always
talking about
like
huge.
you might as well just take a dog on
Yeah.
weeknight games.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's like the trend. I mean, one of the other big ones that really just dumbfounded me was South Carolina beating Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where did that
that's,
come from?
I mean, I don't even think it was very close either. It was 24-21, but
South Carolina was up big.
yeah,
early,
they burned the red shirt of this freshman quarterback kid that I've heard was going to be pretty good, but he had him redshirted all year. So then they just decided, we're just going to go with him now, and he played pretty good. He's very athletic, good arm, not great size, probably 6 foot tall, but man, he can make some plays, and he made plays. He made enough plays, and Tennessee is a mess right now. Jalen Hurd, starting tailback the last 3 years, he's transferring out. He's
just
transferring out.
Announced that he's transferring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
go to-
transferring to the NFL like Ezekiel Elliott, by the way.
no,
He's
he's getting out of there. He's getting out of Tennessee.
3-game slide, and you have to admit that, and the first game that they lost, they were once again in it,
Yep.
and then the next two, and I think that
They've lost 3 in a row.
the thrill is gone. I mean,
Yeah, it's done.
my
They've
day
lost 3 in a
job,
row.
Air Ocean Pro is my day job, and of course a huge friend of the show.
Right.
We work with a trucker called Nolan Transport Group in Tennessee, and these guys are rabid. They load up this huge RV, and they go to every home game. And if the road games aren't far, they're rolling.
They were probably
I
over
love
there.
that.
They were there at the-
Columbia's
they were
not
there
that
at the-
far
How
from
fun is that?
Knoxville, so
They were there at the Bristol game,
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
and these guys are like, they're ready to jump off a bridge now at this
Oh,
point.
yeah.
I have to kind
I mean,
of.
this is their year. This is the one they were waiting on, and yeah, it's.
I think if they had pulled out that
Neyland
Texas A&M
Army
game,
in the river there is sinking
yeah,
Wait, so they haven't been good since Peyton Manning, right?
since Philip Fulmer, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since Philip Fulmer's
or
been
Lane Kiffin.
there. Lane Kiffin was there, and he wasn't good.
By the way, they still continually to point out the Lane Kiffin Memorial Waste Disposal Facility
Wow.
on
Nice.
his exit. That was their parting gift
That
to
is,
Lane Kiffin.
that is so
The
great.
waste treatment facility named
It's
after him.
crazy with Tennessee, heading south. The SEC East is weird if you look at the standings. Florida's on top right now, 4-1 in the league. Guess who's second at 4-2?
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. That shows you how much I care about the SEC.
Kentucky is 4-2 in second place.
And Kentucky played a really big. I actually looked at the Kentucky game
They beat
against Missouri, getting 6.5 points, and I was thinking, why are they getting
at
6.5
Missouri,
points?
they won by 14.
But they were actually up big in that game. They were up by 3 touchdowns plus.
I mean, literally, they have Georgia this week at home.
That's a winner.
That's a winner.
They can win that game. I think they got to go to Tennessee. And then I wrote it down. They got at Tennessee, and that's their only SEC games. If they win those games, even if they maybe lose one, Florida's got at Arkansas, at LSU yet. Kentucky could be your representative from the SEC East in the SEC championship game.
What would that spread be, like minus 35?
It matters who makes it out of the West. The West is going to be interesting too, because there's some teams coming on. The Auburn Alabama game.
I would love to see Bama lose
I can
at this point, and then the national
absolutely.
I think
championship.
they have
be
the
like
hardest road.
Washington
I think they have the
and
hardest
Michigan.
road to go undefeated right now, because I mean they got LSU this week, and then they got to go. They got to play Auburn.
Right.
They got to play. Well, the SEC championship is not going to happen. But I mean, those two teams are playing really good right
They're
now,
playing very well.
Well,
and they're both on the road.
Well,
The-
one of
the-
those teams that we mentioned that I think people had a lot of really huge hopes for, and just it's almost as severe as Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that they expected with that running back coming back
Yeah,
from
Chubb.
being injured, Chubb, and but they have just
They just the East is just kind of
they're
falling
like
apart.
cannon fodder.
And
I mean, whoever they line up against, it beats them.
Yeah, I mean, Florida's 7-1 and ranked like 10 or 11, and they're not very good.
No.
I mean,
Well, I mean, they're doing that just because they need SE team representation.
yeah,
But I honestly think that Alabama could lose the national championship game and actually still win the national championship.
probably. Yeah,
I mean, they're just like, well,
Co.
but
they get
still,
Co.
they're the better
They
team.
would get Co.
You know?
Oh, they just had an off day.
Can we play again? Can they play?
Yeah.
Let's play again
Yeah,
tomorrow.
let's play a little
I
serious.
mean, and then everybody would be selling each other on this. So look, you got to admit, they really were the better team.
Yeah, you might as well play it on Tecmo Bowl and see what happens.
And you know what's funny is we're joking around about that, but like I remember
it's crazy.
a few years back they actually were considering that. They actually lost a game, they lost the SEC championship game, and they were like, well, we should still make them number one.
Yeah.
I'm like, you lost. Actually, you cannot be number
No,
one. That's
exactly.
not how it works. You
No.
know.
And this is when people, of course, were like, pounding.
But
we
it's
need
the
a playoff
computer
system, we need a
ratings.
playoff
Oh
system.
yeah.
Well, tomorrow the college football playoff committee first rankings come out, so they'll, basically the rankings that everyone's been looking at for 10 weeks or 9 weeks, gone.
Throw it out the
Doesn't
window.
matter.
Yeah.
They don't matter anymore. So there's only one that matters, and when it's coming out, it starts coming out tomorrow.
So based on that, are you at all worried about the defense of Ohio State?
The defense, not really. I'm more worried about the offense. I think the defense is right there and getting. I think our younger kids are getting better. The offense worried. I don't know what we're doing. The play calling is awful. I'm sitting there calling the play before it's even ran. They're just so predictable. It's almost Tressel-esque in the spread right now. In our offensive line,
The vest.
yeah, the sweater vest is like feels like it's back because we don't give the ball to the right people. We run the same damn plays every time, and our wide receivers can't get open.
I tell you, the atmosphere in that stadium, I don't think I've ever heard it that kind of like uncomfortable.
And I'm telling you right now, I won't. I'm not gonna bet it, but Nebraska is getting 17 points this weekend at Ohio State. You better take those points. I would take those points. Nebraska's a one-loss team. They're a top 10 team.
Who played a very
Yeah.
good game at Wisconsin.
Right. I mean, the only negative is they got to go on another road game at night against a top 10 team again.
Yeah.
So I would tell people to take that 17 points and just put it in your pocket. You know,
All right, I'll do it.
do it.
I didn't think you really
told me
need
I'm
much.
I just don't.
You didn't-
I just don't
did you
think
need a lot
we
of
can score.
motivation
I don't
there?
think
Here,
we
let
can
me
score
push it.
enough to.
Okay,
do
so
that.
yeah, I actually am going to take that, and I don't think Ohio State's defense is that good, and this is the reason why I say that. Northwestern is not a very good team, in my opinion. Being a Big Ten,
Did you watch
fan,
the game? You got to watch the game. If you don't watch the game, you have no opinion.
Okay, well, first of all, the only game that I'm watching of Ohio State's is on November 26th.
Okay.
and there
The
will
one
be a
that counts.
shellacking happening on that day.
The one that counts.
Shellacking? How many points you giving me?
Well, I'll give you whatever the spread is.
Okay. We're gonna be favored.
Dude, I hope you're favored.
We will be favored at home.
I'll tell you what. Well, I'll tell you what.
We're
I'll do.
favored by
What-
17 against Nebraska
Whatever
at home.
you're
That's
favored,
crazy.
whatever you're favored. Okay, let's just do some pre-action here. Whatever you're favored, I'll flip it.
A shellacking, though. I heard a shellacking.
I'll
Just like
flip-
the LSU guys said, they're going to dominate Alabama this weekend.
And I hope that they do. I mean,
They
that
ain't
could be
gonna have
nothing
to.
better. It could happen than LSU
Well,
lose
even if
beating.
Alabama
Well, I'm
wins,
just saying,
the excuse would be, well,
Kid
but
says
they
they're
were
going to dominate Alabama. Oh, nobody's dominating Alabama.
Okay,
That's
so
why he's a kid.
here I'm gonna throw this at you right now. Whatever you're laying, because you say you're going to be laying points. I
think we'll probably be favored.
I think the game's probably going to be like a pick 'em at this point.
Whatever you're laying, he's taking.
He's going to get me
Whatever it is, I'm going to give to you
plus
2-1.
a
What do you think? Plus
shellacking. A
200?
shellacking. I heard a shellacking. A shellacking is like double figures.
Okay, well, first of all, we don't want to go back to this show to talk smack. so let's just keep this under fire right now.
Okay.
Do we have that? Whatever.
Okay, we'll do
this
that.
is what I'll
That's
give
fine.
you 2-1. I'll give you 2-1. You give me 2-1. I'll give you whatever
I'm fine.
we're getting.
I'm fine with that.
So if it's 1 point, you give me 1 point. Now, maybe that's a crappy bet. If it's 5 points, say you're laying 3.5.
Uh-huh.
I'll give you 3.5 for 200 plus 200. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay, let's do that.
There you have it.
6-0 Chicago Bears at home
Wow.
on Minnesota.
Jay
12
Cutler
12
running
minutes
wild.
ago. Well, it's not Jay Cutler. I mean, I think Jordan had a 69-yard run in the.
I was really being.
The only thing Jay Cutler
being
is
condescending when I said
running
that.
wild is. I'm not going to go into that.
Believe me, I was being condescending about that.
Well, back to college.
We'll get to him in a
Some of the teams,
Right.
when we're in our 10th week of college, so you got a good sample size of what teams are doing and things like that. Some of the teams that I really like that are coming up and coming right now. Auburn's one of them.
Oh yeah.
Man, they really
Love
run the
that.
ball. I mean, they got a beast, a Petway kid running the ball. They're averaging like 370 yards rushing the last 3 games.
Well, is it so? Is that Ole Miss's excuse as to
No, they
why
just
they
they're-
continue to
no,
keep
they're
losing these
terrible
games?
because they're 112th in the country against the run.
Yeah.
I
So-
mean, when I'm watching these broadcasts and they make, Chad Kelly like the second coming.
Oh yeah, I mean they're
And I
You know,
realize
and
it's
he's-
because of who his father
Ole Miss
is.
is 3-5.
Yeah, but
They're 1-4 in the SEC. I mean,
Chad Kelly is a good young quarterback.
yeah. Even
know-
though he's a senior now.
No, I'm talking about a young
Yeah.
guy. I'm talking about a young. I'm
He's
talking
an
about a
immature
20. Yeah,
kid.
exactly.
Yes.
He's not a top. He's not an elite quarterback in
No.
the. And basically he's not a quarterback that's
No.
going to go any further than where he's at.
No,
right
he'll
now.
have one. He'll maybe have one contract in him.
oh, he'll get a
Yeah.
look.
Oh, for sure. I mean, because he's a
absolutely, he'll
specimen,
get a look, yeah.
but he'll mess it up.
The thing about that game is, I mean, you could have literally hit that Auburn game blindfolded. I mean, I think 2 of us had it. Did you have Auburn also?
I didn't have that one.
Yeah,
I didn't put
no,
that
me
one.
and Bill had
Yeah,
it.
you guys both had it.
I mean, that would to me was like, that's got to be one of the easiest things to
yeah,
pick
I
up.
mean,
Just
they're just
watching-
playing really good. From Gus Malzahn to being on the hot seat, and say LSU gets that 1 second touchdown, is he even coaching right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've won 5 in a row. They're on a roll, and they got to
So
play
they
Texas A. Got beat by Texas A&M. They need A&M to get beat by someone.
Yeah.
Again, and then they get their shot at Alabama. To try to maybe win the West.
Well, it certainly has
Yeah.
made the administration at LSU look pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, now they suddenly look like brain scientists.
Another team that I think has been real impressive the last few weeks, and you're not gonna like this. Is SC USC looks really
They are.
good.
Oh, listen. Hey, I'll give credit where credit's
Yeah.
due. UCLA has just become a very bad team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
SC
giving up
just
so many
looks
points.
really
it's
good
not
right
even
now,
fun.
and I think they're really going to take it out on Oregon this weekend. You know, I've already
I have.
I've
no
already
doubt.
put one down on that one.
That
SC
whole
minus 16, and
mystique
I think
about
it's over. I think they
Oregon
crush them.
has really just gone down the tubes
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
Nobody's afraid of it. I mean,
And, you know,
nobody.
SC looks good, and so I really like them. And another team I had this week that's really coming on strong is Temple. Temple's really coming on
Owls.
in the AAC.
Wait, you taking them again this week? I was just looking at that game.
I don't know. I don't have them yet.
Oh, it's against UConn. UConn's garbage.
Yeah, I mean, UConn's defense isn't bad, this and that, but you know, like I said, I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Something I'll look at a little bit more, but I just think they're playing.
My
pretty good
initial
ball.
thought on that game is that's a 2-touchdown game, laying
Yeah.
10.5. That should be
Yeah.
an easy win for Temple.
Another team that I think had new coach coming off an 0-12 season that is playing good football is Central Florida. UCF is playing good ball under Frost.
Yep.
He was the offensive coordinator at Oregon. Scott Frost he's doing a great job there. I mean, they've lost. I think they're 4-4.
Scott Frost, quarterback in Nebraska. by
Yeah,
the way.
quarterback in Nebraska.
Oh, my goodness.
They're 2-2 in the league after going 0-12, and their two losses in the league are to Temple by 1. They lost to them by 1, and they just lost to Houston this past weekend by 7. So he's got them turned around. He's got them in games. He's got them winning games.
But
Winning is the hard part. Just
Yeah.
learning
dude,
how
up
to win games.
28 nothing at the end of the first quarter. I was laying 6 in that game, South Florida. They
No,
actually,
I'm talking Central Florida.
oh, Central Florida. Okay,
Yeah.
so they took a big loss to Michigan, Central Florida,
Yeah, but
early on, but they
they
lost their
learned from
quarterback.
that. Yeah. They lost their quarterback and
Yep.
things like that. Those are one things a teaching point. You know, that's Michigan, and they're not supposed to win that game. They're not supposed to be within
Oh, yeah.
28 points.
It's not like they're
So-
Appalachian State.
Yeah, anything like that. No, but those are just a few teams that I think are
Sorry.
kind of trending up that I like. And then if you got trends up, you got trends down, right? You got some teams that you're looking at that
So it's got to be you got to be talking Notre Dame, right?
disappointing. And I don't have Notre Dame in there, but they're one of them. I mean, how they got so excited because they won a freaking game this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and they blew a big lead. They were up 20-0,
But
and had to
they
go.
were, it's like
Yeah.
they won a bowl game.
It's
I mean,
just
it was,
it's sad
frightening.
days in South Bend when you're excited about, finally being 3-6 or whatever.
Well, I think
Well,
for the
at Navy
staff,
this week.
Well, you already
Yeah.
you fired at least one coordinator, and
Yeah.
I think for the staff, if they lost to Miami, they needed to figure that somebody else
Well, it's-
was going to take the bullet.
You just said that they play Navy this week. That line came out at 3. It's up to 7 already.
Yeah, I just looked at 6.5.
6
I
and a
actually
half,
love
7.
that.
Yeah. So it's one of those. I think they're one.
Navy came off a tough loss.
We already talked about Tennessee. I think they're trending down. Type of thing. Ole Miss, same thing, trending down. And I gotta say this, I'm kind of
Oh.
disappointed in my Buckeyes right now. I
Listen.
think they're trending down a little bit.
Well, the
Offensive- They
are,
downward
they're
slide
garbage.
continues at UCLA,
Garbage, yes.
and I don't see any sign of it turning around anytime soon.
They're just injuries killed them
Yeah,
again. Again.
Yeah, but that seems to be the
Well, that's
year
that.
after
And
year.
here's the
Well,
thing.
if this guy had been healthy, okay.
Well, here's the thing: is injuries. When you get a lot of injuries, then all of a sudden you look at the recruiting. You don't have backups.
Yeah.
Well, I think that this might be more as last year there.
Yeah.
I hate to say that because I really thought he did a great job recruiting and really turning the program around.
Yeah. He had him going in the right direction.
I just think that there may be a really quick trigger over there. But then it's always the same thing. Who do you replace him with?
That's his thing. The one thing that would maybe help him is the thing is that's helped him is SE hasn't been good either.
Yeah.
So if
What about touchdown Tommy?
Yeah. What about him?
For people that don't know who that is, that will not be UCLA's next coach.
I can assure you of that, especially if he's handling the equipment. If he wins out, I think he's back. Only if he wins out.
Yep.
They
that's
got,
gonna be
they got a big
that's
game
a-
this weekend, Texas Tech. I mean,
Yeah.
if he can pull that game out,
you got to win those Texas games. In-state games are huge.
In-state's huge.
Yeah.
Beating Baylor certainly helped.
They played
Oh,
with
yeah.
Oklahoma, so that helped a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't get like run up on.
They got beat by 5.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and Oklahoma was looking for blood after
Yeah.
last year. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, they were out for it.
So
You know, but I think that you got to look at that. But I have to look at then, of course, who do they bring in? There are the premier divisions. We all know that. You know, the SEC, the Big Ten. I don't think that the Pac-12, I hate to say this, measures up to the SEC, the Big Ten, and the Big 12.
No.
Just in terms of that elite status. You know, the teams that make it onto there have to be undefeated. They've got to be undefeated. Whereas in any of those other divisions, if you, maybe with the exception of the Big 12, if you lose a game, you know, it's not like, you know, if Alabama loses a game, it's like, well, you know, but still, they were the better team that day.
well, this thing is like the Pac-12. It's right now. It's none of the big names are carrying the conference.
Because, you know, I look at it in terms of who would take that job. UCLA is an incredible school, incredible program, incredible history. You know, more national titles than any other team in the country. You know, but will it get, you know, somebody, you know, like, you know, somebody, a Saban, you know,
No.
or someone along those lines. No,
We'll get
not
somebody
naming him-
like a
not naming
Les
him
Miles.
particularly, but even like Les Miles, who's available, you know, or even, you know, the sweater vest.
Hey,
Tr-
he's
Tressel.
good. He's happy.
He's, you know,
He's happy where he's at. I don't think he'll be
and
coaching
there's
again.
the thing, you know, it's going to take a commitment. It's going to take a few years, but you can't beat the weather.
I mean, the thing is,
can tell
you
that's true.
you need somebody to come in there and stir the pot, and I think that guy might be Fleck from Western Michigan. Comes in there, you know, he's a Big Ten disciple guy.
Yeah.
Great enthusiasm. Can recruit. I mean, see if he can recruit to Western Michigan and get some big time players. He's got some NFL talent on his team right there.
You know, because you've gone with somebody who has the NFL experience and more. I think that unfortunately they're tracking that same type of mentality. We need somebody with NFL experience. We need somebody who can come in who's got that NFL experience, get those recruits in and say, look, we're going to get you in here. We're going to be playing an NFL style offense, defense. You'll be ready for the next step in your career.
What about Snoop Dogg?
Yeah,
His
well,
kid's on
luckily
the team,
he's,
right?
you know,
Not anymore,
no,
actually.
not anymore.
I thought he came back.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. Oh well.
Of course, P. Diddy's, you know, there's another option. I'm sorry, I don't think his son is there anymore either. I just think
I think
that
swinging a
there's going to be some huge jobs open, and of course you've got Lane Kiffin. I can maybe see him come back and say, I want to take a swing at USC. I've got the experience and I can do this job, just because of the way he was treated on the way out. I mean, anybody that gets canned on a tarmac at LAX,
He still might have his
has
house
got
there.
hey, listen, he's got a heart on for him. Yeah.
I mean, with the salary he's getting right now, I'm sure he does have a couple houses. But
Well, I'm sure
Yeah.
he does. But
Hey, I mean, he's not going to leave for anything.
Ed Ogeron,
less.
who's like, let's face it, Ogeron he's not going to get the LSU job, no matter how he finishes out.
If he wins out,
I don't think that I think that LSU is going to be looking for a heavy hitter,
I don't think you can. I don't know how you can't give it to him if he wins
and
out.
I think they poach somebody else.
That'd be interesting. I would love to see him win out and see what
They've-
happens.
They've got the money, they've got the job, and they're certainly not below
What do you mean you don't want-
stealing somebody.
You know what,
else's
Coach
coach.
O down there in the bayou?
Yeah, we're running around down. Hey, look, it's Alligator City, but hey,
Yeah.
you know, it is SEC, it is LSU.
No.
You know, it is, you know, tradition, and they've got a ton of money to pay somebody, and you're going to live cheap.
Well, it's just like SC.
well, right,
The players went to bat for Helton at SC right now. I can see the players Ogeron.
They went to bat for Ogeron, you know, and
Yeah.
SC literally just turned their nose up on and say, "Ah, what are you kidding?
Stupid.
Yeah, you just coach that bowl game. We got this." You know.
Yep.
13-0 Chicago.
What's going on with that?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
8 minutes to go in the
Jay
second.
Surprising.
Cutler, the man of the hour.
Yeah, Jay Cutler. Yeah.
I did put a
He's only
little.
got 3 turnovers instead of 5.
I did put a little action on the under just because of two good defenses. Actually, Chicago is like top 12 defense.
Yeah, well, what's up with
Really?
Minnesota? I really would have expected them to rebound.
Looks
after
like
that.
Jordan Howard's having
Pretty
a beastly game.
He's having a good year, man. He's having a really good year.
Well, they got rid of Forte, and Langford
Yeah.
was supposed to stay stand up, and then he got injured. So
Howard from Indiana, come
Yeah,
on
Indiana,
in there.
Big Ten, baby.
He had some big games last year. He had a big one against Michigan
Yep,
last year.
it was an L, but still
What's that?
caught the L, but still. So NFL football. Any shockers for you guys this week? Patriots
another tie.
dominant
Another tie.
Another tie. Yeah, this one in England. They
Missing
had to go all
field
the way to
goals
England,
in
yeah.
Twickenham.
Yeah.
It was not so much. It would have been different if these guys were just fighting tooth and nail. They just looked like crap from the fourth quarter on. I mean, there were missed field goals.
Oh my gosh, so many missed field goals this week.
You know,
Oh, that's crazy.
Ketchup head, fumbles the ball, trying to find a third and or one when you could have just given it to one of your backs or something. And,
Wow, Ketchup
it
Head?
was
Is
just-
that his name now?
Well, Touchdown
thought we were
Tommy
gonna-
said that they were stealing souls. These redheads. So, of course, I default to him on these issues because Touchdown Tommy knew what the hell's going on.
That's so great. So the Patriots completely dominant, and I gave you a play a couple weeks ago, and you didn't catch it. But I told you when they play that game in Buffalo, the game always goes over, and I actually told you that.
I bet New England this week.
No, the over though.
Oh.
I mean, and it was
It
easily.
wasn't
went
in
over.
New England. It was in Buffalo.
That's what I said, in Buffalo.
Oh.
When they play that game in Buffalo, and I said no matter if it's snowing or whatever, that game goes over. Just a couple weeks ago when you and I were on the show.
Yeah.
That to me was easy. And my I don't know if you guys caught. I did go. It looks like I'm going to go 2-2 now because I got Minnesota. I mean, unless they can mount a comeback, but the under that I actually took. They actually took a touchdown off the board in that game. You guys know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I know you took the
He threw a
NDKC.
long pass and they called a holding on it, and they actually pulled it.
That's
They pulled
right.
that off the board, which I was very happy because that kept some action going for him.
Of course, the real action was the accessory that somebody threw on the field.
That was great, wasn't it? Accessory. That's even a terminology I haven't heard. But hey, John, did you catch what was thrown on the football field?
saw that.
Yeah,
That was
And we're
great.
not talking about a scarf.
Yeah.
and it wasn't a chicken wing. It wasn't a wing.
chicken wing.
Even though they were in Buffalo,
It was
not
a
wing.
appendage. Would be the best word.
Yes,
But
And,
it was not battery operated.
It was not battery operated. It was
old school.
That's good, so it wouldn't hurt somebody to hit them.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering how that got through security. I mean, how do you not pick that up? I mean, and honestly, was it in a guy's pants or in a woman's purse? That's my question.
I tell you, I would suspect that it was a guy, kind of, strolling in. I guess.
That is great.
Hey, it wasn't, metallic. I
Pulled
guess.
it right out of his drawer.
That is great.
And just hurled that thing out there.
It's
Literally,
nothing like
just
throwing the octopus on the ice
That's
like they
right,
used to do in Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
There's protocol for that. You don't just throw it out there.
Yeah, there's protocol.
Yes.
Crazy.
Well, let's see. The Josh Norman continues to cry the blues.
Yep.
The guy
Commits a penalty every play.
literally, and he only got flagged 5 times, and he's basically it's hands to the face, like
Yeah.
one right after the other. And so he's saying, well, I don't know what's going on. And like one guy said, hey, look, stop putting hands to people's faces. He's trying to bait arguably one of the best wide receivers
doesn't
in football.
talk.
And he doesn't talk. It
No.
doesn't work. And he torched him. And on one play, he literally got pulled down and still made the catch.
Yeah.
I mean, and
That was fun to watch that, though.
it was
to go at it.
Yeah, it was absolutely, because it was the early
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
As far as we were concerned. And so my son and I were sitting there watching the game. It was just like, this guy.
the other thing
Please
is-
torch him. Please torch him. Please torch him.
You're talking about penalties. How about the Raiders?
Unbelievable.
had
Set a
12
record.
23 penalties and still win the game.
won.
Just think how many yards Carr would have had if he didn't have some of those called back. He had over 500 and some yards. He'd have probably set the record.
Yeah, it was it was really the old Oakland Raiders that
Yeah.
suddenly.
Speed, run the.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper's really good. He's really good.
Derek Carr is really good.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
talk about
good.
a quarterback that goes through adversity and just no matter what his position is, watching Derek Carr play is like something can happen on any play, which is great. You know, it's you see a lot of quarterbacks when they get 3rd and 15, you can see like they're already like, okay, I'm just going to throw this.
He's got a little Brett Favre in him.
I mean, this kid,
He's a little gunslinger.
Yeah.
he keeps his composure. He's very. I mean, he's going to be a really good quarterback in a few years.
I'm telling you, they have a big game this coming week. Hosting Denver.
Yeah.
Both top of the AFC West
And
battle.
they are finding it more and more difficult to win at Oakland. They're finding ways to win on the road.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
4-0 in the road?
Overtime in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Overtime in Tampa. And to come away with wins. But then losing games
At home.
especially games that really they should have won.
They need to move to Vegas.
I can't wait till that happens. It's gonna be so great.
Las Vegas Raiders.
If you saw my post this week, I just said hashtag Las Vegas Raiders. That's all. That's it.
Nice.
That's all you have to say.
Nice.
And the Oakland fans and California people were
They'll be here.
giving me the ribs, but
Oh yeah,
Hey,
they're
listen,
gonna
they
be
will-
all
they
mad.
will be
But
here.
I'm telling you what, as soon as it calms down, they'll be like, "Dude, we just could go to Vegas to watch our team."
If you're an LA, based Raider fan, I can watch the Raiders at home game and go to Vegas too in the same weekend.
What's one of those things in
That's a
LA now?
no-brainer.
You got okay. I'm gonna go watch the Rams this week, and then I'm gonna go drive next week and watch the Raiders in Vegas. I mean, they got it good.
and Lakers and Clippers and
Yeah, all that.
Kings all in the
Can't
same
beat
stadium.
that. Can't beat.
But in all that being said, now MGM is looking at a basketball team.
Heard that.
The Las Vegas Aces, they've already locked in the name, I believe.
And
And it's funny that they can lock in
Yeah.
a team without even having an NBA team, but we have a hockey team. We still can't get the name for
You
it.
just need to draw that stupid thing out of
Well,
the hat
I
and go
think
with it.
is it with the hockey team that they're just kind of waiting for the right time to unveil it? I mean,
Like when, like game
I-
time,
I'm thinking the All-Star break.
Here,
for
to
the
me,
NHL.
the All-Star game.
I'm getting that out there. I'm starting to sell merchandise. I'm starting to
Oh,
make some
dude.
money.
You ain't
I'm-
lying. I mean,
yeah.
I already
You're
have like
coming. You're coming in 1 year. You're playing.
I already have jerseys on order.
I'm selling stuff already.
Yeah, I think that they're going to wait till the All-Star game
Not very good business.
and then make the announcement. It's
What's that,
kind of
February?
a neutral site time. Yeah, and then
Yep.
that would give people enough time to start ordering gear. Getting ready. And
You know what? Honestly, I have billboards up. I mean, but maybe they have. Maybe it is true what they said that they did sell out all these season tickets, and the place literally is sold out, like they said, and they don't need to do any of that. So I don't know.
But I'm a season
Hey,
ticket
look, a
holder. I
billionaire's
want
running the
gear.
team.
I want swag.
Who are we to argue? They can do whatever the hell they want. Excuse my language.
well, they're certainly not coming. Hey, Bill, what do you think? Well, I was just thinking about that the other day.
Of course.
So, Brett brought it up that we have an ABA team now.
Yeah.
Yes.
The ABA team, the Henderson Hawks.
Hawks.
Yeah. Just they started this past weekend. They had an away game. They got beat, but they're going to have their first game in Henderson at Henderson International on November 19th at 7:00.
Say it ain't so.
So
A great facility, by the way.
Yes.
we're going to
Beautiful area.
be hosting that over there at Henderson International, and we're going to try to get either the GM or the head coach or maybe some players or something on the show here and
Absolutely.
promote it and see if we can help them out. Get the word out that we got a ABA team here in town.
Yeah, that's big.
So yeah.
Make it happen, Captain.
Yeah, make it happen.
Okay, so we got a few more minutes, and I know that we have the Dirty Dozen
The
coming
Dirty
up.
Dozen.
I do want to give a shout out to the Allen Park Jaguars, 10-0 this year,
Nice.
just dominating the league. Going into playoffs, they won last week 31-12 against Huron. Playing Romulus, a 10-1 team this week, first round of playoffs. So
I gotta give a shout out too.
go ahead.
My brother and my nephew both play for my alma mater, Arlington High School in Ohio, and they made the playoffs
Nice.
by beating They had a big game this past week. They won 28-6. In Ohio we do like a computer ranking They would jump from some 6th to 2nd, so they get to host the first round game in the playoffs. So that's a big thing, hosting games, in the playoffs. So want to give a shout out to the Arlington Red Devils and my nephew Caleb and my brother Chad, who helps coach the team there.
Oh, that's great.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck this weekend.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Whoa. What do you think? Dirty
Let's
dozen time?
do Dirty
Dirty
Dozen. Wait,
Dozen
what do we
time.
got here? Minnesota in the red zone. Chicago's 4-yard line.
All right, that's
All right.
good.
3 minutes to go in the half.
Let's do
All
a
right.
little review from last week.
And let's
Uh-oh.
let's let everybody know what the rules are for the Dirty Dozen.
Dirty Dozen, we're just we're straight up picks. No sides, no lines, and then we're just picking who the winner is.
No over, no unders.
No over, no unders, no sides. No standing 8 count.
And Bill and I have no idea who these
No
are.
say by the bell.
By the way, I mean I haven't seen these.
No,
these, so-
you haven't seen them. Last week, just a quick review. Bill, you went 8-4.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Jeff 7-5.
Get
Eh,
on, Jeff.
that's all right.
Me 8-4. The old Georgie boy went 10-2.
Ooh.
Well, let's give him some time to look at it next time. He won't do so well.
Yeah, he'll probably be 2-10.
Because he
Right.
certainly
He'll
made
overthink
a
it.
stink about, well, if I'd had these. And he goes 10-2.
Yeah, he goes 10-2.
Yeah, well,
So-
Sniffle, sniffle.
Yeah. Pity party. All right, we're going to start off again. The ACC to start off. We got Pitt at Miami.
dun, dun, dun.
And with Bill, what you got?
Ooh, man. After watching Miami last week, let's say the last couple of weeks, I'm going to go with Pitt.
I'm gonna take Miami
I'm going to go with
because Pitt's secondary.
the
is
South
horrible.
Beach boys as well. I think that's going to be kind of a crazy high-scoring game, I think, too.
Yep.
So, Big 12, Texas at Texas Tech.
Over.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Bill.
I'm going to go with Texas. I think they're on a roll here.
I'm taking UT as well.
Texas. I'm gonna go with the homeboys.
TT.
Texas Tech. We'll see what we can get going on
Little
down there.
Red
Big
Raven.
10, Nebraska at Ohio State.
I will take OSU.
Okay.
Although I think I'm gonna take Nebraska post points.
I told you to do that. You should do
I'm
that.
gonna do that.
Absolutely. Buckeyes.
I'm gonna go with Buckeyes in a close one too. Conference USA.
Yeah.
The two bottom dwellers, both 1-7 right now.
Oh boy.
Florida Atlantic at Rice.
This is a dirty dozen, though.
You gotta get some.
I don't even know anything about
gotta
either
get
one of these
some dirt
crap
on
teams.
this.
Well, I'll say this: the boys from Rice, they may not be very good, but they will be your family's lawyer, your child's
Yes,
dentist.
exactly. I know.
orthopedic
I know a
surgeon.
couple kids, two
Yeah.
twin boys that played at Coronado. They played for me at Henderson International as well. They play at Rice.
I'm going to go with the SAT and go with Rice.
I'm gonna go with Rice as well because just Texas football is better.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Rice just because I got the Johnson brothers there. Mac game of the week:
So they're Johnson and Johnson, like literally.
Colin and Connor Johnson.
Nice, Johnson.
They're twins. Mac game of the week: Toledo at Akron.
Ooh.
Toledo. I mean, I can't. After watching what happened with Akron last week, I can't.
They got drubbed by Buffalo.
Laying three touchdowns or whatever.
I'm going to go with Toledo.
Let's go Northwest Ohio boys, Toledo. Mountain West, it's got a Mountain West team in it. Air Force at Army. The triple option game.
Army.
I'm gonna take Air Force. I think that I said that Air Force was a good team. They lost a couple of times, but New Mexico is showing to be a better team than I thought they
And
were.
they won
so.
by 10 last week against Fresno. At
Yeah.
Fresno too. So I'm going to go with Army. Well, I think they're going to pull an upset there. SEC, Alabama at LSU.
Whee. Wow.
As much as I would love to see LSU win, the 7, I wouldn't even honestly even take the 7 points. I'm gonna take Bama.
Bama.
We'll go Bama all the way around. Sunbelt game of the week: Idaho at Louisiana Lafayette.
I'll take Lafayette.
Yeah. Well, Louisiana Lafayette.
Same for me. They're playing pretty good. Here we go. This is the new to the Dirty Dozen. We got a Big Ten bonus parlay. You got to get them both.
Okay.
Iowa at Penn State and Wisconsin at Northwestern. So pick the two winners of those games as your parlay.
Okay, what was the first one again?
Iowa at Penn State. And the second one was
Okay,
Wisconsin.
so I'm taking Penn State and Wisconsin
Okay.
because I don't think Northwestern's any good.
Yeah.
Penn State is a good team.
Yeah. I'm going to take Penn State and Wisconsin.
Although Penn State did beat someone the other couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember who it is. I don't think they were ranked or anything.
I'm gonna go with Penn State and Wisconsin. NFL, the Jets at the Dolphins.
Woo!
The Jets are so horrible. I mean, they literally almost lost to the. I mean, they did the second half. They pretty much did.
I'm just
had
saying,
their own, but
if we had spelled out
that
the
was
thing
the
in the
greatest,
dog
wasn't
pound, we were won
it? Did you
that
see
game.
that, Bill?
Yes, I did.
That was the
That
funniest.
sums up Cleveland Brown
stuff.
football right there.
Yeah, that was worth a touchdown
Yeah.
right there.
I mean,
And
that's
you wonder
like,
why you're 0-8. Your
Well,
dog pound can't even spell.
well, it's like
dog pound.
having Scrabble tiles without spelling anything. You know, they just
was-
threw them out together.
It was literally like, but they were immediately down 7-0.
Oh, exactly.
Like that. I'm going to go with Miami.
Miami's easy. That's easy to
Okay.
play.
The Fins.
I'll go Miami as well. Philly at New York Giants.
I'm gonna take
go
the. Go ahead.
Philly.
Philly should have won that game last night.
Yeah.
They really
I think it was a very bad coaching decision to not kick that field goal. He had an opportunity to kick a 53-yarder. The guy was pumping. Sturgeon was pumping kicks. They tried to even ice him, and he buried another 50-yard field goal.
Just
And then you're not going to kick a 53-yard field goal with a game as tight as it is?
indoor off a carpet. I got to give my kicker, especially if my kicker's, I know what he can do. I give him a shot.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to take Philly as well. And it's not because of how Philly is good. It's because Eli is horrible.
I'm going with the Giants just because I think their coach was a Rhode Island trooper at one time, and you got to respect the law.
Yes.
Oh, Super
Have
Trooper, you
seen?
mean?
Yeah, super trooper.
Super true. Okay, well, then that guy had to take him too.
With that stash, he had to be like a super trooper.
That's hilarious.
Last NFL game, Denver at Oakland. 5-2 teams going at it.
I'm going to go with Denver.
I think Denver as well.
I just think Oakland at home is.
Oakland. I'm taking the Raiders. There we go.
Field goal by Minnesota, 25 seconds to go in the half, 13-3, Chicago.
Just a little tidbit note on college last week. 60% of the covers were the dogs on all
Wow.
bets. 60% of the dogs covered.
All right, so since you're talking about tidbits, we were talking about the over-under, which the over-under is you take the highest game over and the lowest game under in both the NFL and in college, and it's 22-12,
Wow.
65%.
That's incredible.
It's amazing.
That is incredible.
It works.
It works.
It's a
Well, we've
system.
got about a minute left, guys. I'd like to once again thank you for making the Southern Nevada Sports News what it is.
Yep.
I hope everybody has enjoyed the Halloween version of Southern Nevada
We look
Sports News
cool up here.
from the
We are really cool.
www.dbtv.com. We are so cool. Another quick thanks to John Sarabi over at the Jock Shop. And, of course, guys, we will be back the first show in November, next Monday, 6 p.m.
November.
Pacific Daylight Time.
No shave November.
Is it possibly Pacific Standard Time by then? It
Yeah.
is Pacific
Yes,
Standard
yes.
Time.
Yep.
All right,
Yes.
6 p.m. to 7. Join us. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Happy
God
Halloween.
bless.